This is Toledo Symphony Lab, a behind-the-scenes look at the world of classical music from WGTE Public Media and your Toledo Symphony. I'm Brad Cresswell, and joining me in the studio today are the Toledo Symphony's music director, Alain Trudel, the TSO's president and CEO, Zach Vassar, and we have principal second violin and artistic administrator, Merwin Sue, and we also have a very special guest by phone. I want to bring in a little bit of a fanfare for her. That is vocalist, trombonist extraordinaire, all of the above. That is Aubrey Logan, who's on the phone with us right now. Hey there, Aubrey.
Hi, guys. How are you today?
We're very well, thanks. We're looking forward to welcoming you to Toledo for this concert. Christmas at the Peristyle. This is kind of an annual event, Christmas at the Peristyle, but it's made special by the fact that you're going to be there. You're going to be performing, singing all kinds of songs, doing your own arrangements, playing the trombone. Have you been this way before?
Well, yes. I've been on. I have. I've played. Oh, there goes my earbud. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I've played the Toledo Zoo. Believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was on tour with Dave Cause and Gerald Albright and a few others, and we went through Toledo, played the Toledo Zoo. I think I've played in Toledo as well with Postmodern Jukebox, which is another group I've toured with a few times. And however, I've done a lot of my own shows in Ohio, but I don't believe I've done my own show in Toledo. And I couldn't be happier to be debuting Toledo with the Toledo Symphony. It's a dream come true.
Oh, I bet you say that to all the symphonies.
I do not. I mean, I symphony. I haven't met the Toledo Symphony folks yet in person. I've met you guys here on the phone and on Zoom and stuff and on email. But as far as symphonies go, you all are the cool ones.
Yeah.
I think you should expound on that for about 25 more minutes.
All right, we'll see you next week. Anyway.
Exactly.
Just so you know, our eyes all widened when you said that we were cool ones. I think I've never been accused of that.
I'm accusing you today.
Noted.
One thing that we normally do with special guests is we have them tell our story, and I think for you, we're going to frame it as like the after-school special kind of thing, or we could do it, if you want to tell it in the form of a haiku or a limerick or whatever comes to mind. But I think the Aubrey Logan story is interesting, how you got from point A to point B, and I can't emphasize enough how incredibly talented you are, not only as a trombone player, but really as a vocalist. I mean, wow. That's
very kind of you.
If people go spelunking on the internet, they'll find videos of you. Just incredible work. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to your story. This is the Aubrey Logan story. Let me bring up a little music for you here. There we go. That's got a nice vibe.
That makes me even cooler.
All right, go for it.
Well, let's see. When I was, I was raised by two music educators and just had a lot of music going on in the house. And was kind of doomed for it. So I got my start singing at church and singing in musical theater productions locally where I'm from in the Pacific Northwest. And when I was about 12 years old, after missing a bunch of school to do some musical theater, I went back to, regular old middle school, and I wanted to be in the band. But I didn't think I could because I was late. All the other kids started before I did. And the band director, who was my mother's colleague because she was the choir director, he let me in, because of nepotism. And my mom said, she can read music, but, she doesn't play an instrument. I could. That was true. That was a true story. And I picked up a trombone because the band director, my memory serves me. He would tell you differently, Mr. Mines, if you're listening. But my memory serves me is that he hinted at me that he had too many flute players. And I said, don't worry, I won't pick the flute. And I didn't pick the trumpet. My dad is a trumpet player. But I picked the trombone because I had like a frame of reference for it. My dad had brought home a few instruments for me to try, and I could make a sound on it. And there we go. There it is. Now I was already a singer, and I became a trombone player, and I became a bit obsessed with it. I played all through high school. I went to Berklee College of Music on a full scholarship. I got into the Montreux Jazz Festival. Didn't go because I had this opportunity to go to Berklee in Boston. And then I did the Montreux Jazz Festival later, ended up winning the vocal competition, because music is a competition. And then I just kind of like one thing led to another. I moved to LA because that's just what you do. And then I have been with the same manager, for 10 years or so. I started playing for rooms of 5 people, and then they became 10, and then they became 100, and then they became, and then I was on other people's tours. Things escalated, and it was wonderful. It was a wonderful blessing. I've been able to perform at the Sydney Opera House and Radio City Music Hall and the Hollywood Bowl, and Ronnie Scott's in London, which is tiny and wonderful and my favorite probably. And
the Toledo Zoo.
Got to go. Yeah, the Toledo Zoo. Yeah, absolutely. So really, I've gotten to make a career out of singing the songs I want to sing, which took some time. Because, at first people want to hear the covers because they don't know who you are, and they need something to click on that's familiar. But, I've gotten to keep doing those and write my tunes, and I have wonderful fans who are just kind and educated, and they like real music, and they like real instruments. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Age, And I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed, and I love it.
Bring a little clapping for
really
you.
On it with that.
Well, I've just got a soundboard in front of me, and I occasionally hit the wrong one, so I go back and edit it in.
That to happen. I just kind of hope that happens.
Oh, it'll definitely happen with my nearsightedness. I think that the people who enjoy your music and what you do, they enjoy a lot of different kinds of music, but I think what they put first is like the virtuosity of what you do. You're singing, like you're scat singing, for instance. You're quite a scatter. Is that a word? A scatter?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it sounds like the right
terminology.
Yeah.
Yeah. What, did you study that, or how did that come about, doing that sort of thing with your voice?
I don't know if you study scatting. You just kind of do it. All you're doing is the same thing an instrumentalist does. They're improvising, playing solos over chords. So you just do that.
Elaine is nodding yes.
Yeah.
Elaine, you agree? Do you scat, Elaine?
I listen to Aubrey.
You're very sweet.
You listen to Aubrey. Yes, indeed. Well, I was really impressed with it in the way that you sang and seamlessly moved to the trombone. What do you do with your trombone when you're not singing on stage? Is it still there on a stand, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's got to be right next to me. You never know when you need a trombone.
Yeah. Do you have a name for your trombone?
Oh, no. People are weird, and I'm very normal.
Okay, well, you'll fit right in with this group. Totally. It's wonderful. Well, we're going to talk about Christmas, because you are doing a Christmas program and some wonderful arrangements of Christmas classics, and old and new. And we'll get to that a little bit later. But first, I want to open it up to everybody else that's sitting here. We got Aubrey on the phone. Now's your chance to ask her what you've always wanted to know about what she does.
Oh, boy.
Musically, professionally.
Well, I always have been impressed with your range. I think we're talking a lot about your range today. But when I think we were initially planning to work together, which was before this pandemic thing happened, that was going to be, I think, just a March or maybe an April 2020 Pops performance. And I just love to know what music has been in your life over the last couple of years since we last had the occasion to be on the radio together. Where
Wow.
where have you found your trombone? Where have you what tune have you discovered? Do you have like a thumbprint for the last couple of years? You'd be like, oh man, that one is going to take me back to 2021.
I can't see you. Was that Merwin?
That was Zach. I'm sorry. Yes, I am Merwin. I'm absolutely Merwin.
If you liked the question, it was Zach. If you didn't like the question, it was Merwin.
If you didn't understand the question, it was me.
And if all of the above, or none of the above, it's me.
That's a great question. Oh, that's funny. Well, that's a great question because I know that, when the world shuts down, musicians get in the hole and start doing, for better or worse, musicians start getting extra creative.
Mm-hmm.
I made this album during all of that. It's called Standard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I'm a jazz artist and I'd never ever made a jazz album. Long story short. And not really. And I finally did. I finally made an album with, that's mostly original. I mean, mostly not original music, mostly standards. However, it was an arranging project for me. So I arranged, the Marriage of Figaro, that big baritone aria. Largo factotum della città, largo. I did a jazz arrangement.
Jazz standard out of that.
Italian,
That's fabulous.
and did that, and then, I was kind of just I went back to my roots, really, is what I did. I stopped listening to Bon Iver so much and just went back to Ella Fitzgerald. And it really paid off. I had moved to Austin in the middle of all of that, and I met this wonderful band who you will all see at the show. They're coming with me. And we made an album together, in seclusion, because usually I'm making an album while on tour and it feels so scatterbrained, but of course we weren't touring. So I made an album in peace and quiet, and that's what came of it. So I've really been into back into my Cole Porter roots a lot, the past couple of years. I tried to write a couple originals that sounded like jazz standards. Hopefully I succeeded. One of them is called Done Pretending. We'll do that at the show.
Nice.
I even made a Christmas album as well, or a Christmas EP, 2 Christmas EPs. In fact, last week, my newest Christmas single came out, and I'll make sure to do that at the show as well.
I think it's a New Year's single, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's "What Are You Doing New Year's Eve?" That's the song, but of course, it's on all the old Christmas classic records.
No, it's a great one.
Yeah,
it's on Sinatra's records and Ella's records, and everybody and their parents have done that.
It counts for
including
Christmas.
me now.
Yeah,
it's a great
It
tune.
does. It counts for Christmas. My dad is playing trumpet on my newest Christmas single. Yeah,
wow.
It's been really special. My parents moved to Texas after I did. I mean, after I had a baby. It's amazing, when you're an only child, how much your parents just don't care about you anymore and want to be grandparents. But
we are on the air.
Oh, that's okay. Nobody's listening.
Hey, Aubrey's dad.
Exactly. And so I've had a ball with music. I've really been going old school. Although I will say, after 2 years of really trying to be doing the show with you guys, I'm coming out of that old jazz, binge and writing a bunch of new music at the moment.
Wow.
So 2023 is going to be back to, the original music, kind of R&B pop. Well, all the pop people think I do jazz, and all the jazz people think I do pop.
That's a great line.
Whatever you call it.
That was going to be my next question, is what will you possibly do after you finally make your Toledo debut with us? Yeah.
Go to the zoo.
That's right, yeah.
So once
I don't know what I can
Right,
do about that.
Well, okay, so Aubrey, I got to ask you, there's one tune on that album which I was so surprised to see, MacArthur Park, an old Richard Harris and Donna Summers tune. I mean,
If you play a brass instrument, you're not surprised.
okay.
This is a standard for us.
Well,
It's like Maynard Ferguson
It really is.
territory.
You're right, Alain. You're right.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see that. Great tune and a wonderful
Thank you.
performance.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty
thank
well-known
you.
tune, yeah?
And it's nice not to have
I
a
think
trumpet
it's a standard.
player.
I think it's a 70s standard.
Yeah, totally. I do want to mention Christmas at the Peristyle is happening Saturday. It's December 3rd, 7 o'clock p.m. in the Toledo Museum of Art. Peristyle, if you didn't catch that by the title, Alain is conducting along with Aubrey Logan, who is our guest today, going to be singing a lot, going to be playing the trombone, doing some of your own arrangements, yeah?
Yeah, plenty of those. My trio is quartet. I'm bringing my guitar player. They're coming with me, and we'll do some tunes with them. And I arranged all those. I don't know. Well, I guess they're all my arrangements, except for the symphony stuff. I don't write the symphony parts. I give my arrangements to professionals who do that, and they make it beautiful for symphony. So we're going to do some Christmas tunes that I originally did with my small group and have been blown up. I call it blown up when somebody does it for symphony. I hire somebody to blow it up. And we're gonna play. I can't wait to play a couple tunes that I had arranged for small group with the Toledo Symphony. We're gonna do Blue Christmas with the Toledo Symphony. We're gonna do a Here Comes Santa Claus, like trombone extravaganza thing. And we're going to do an Oh Holy Night that I'm thrilled to do. I've never heard it with symphony before. I can't wait. So it'll be kind of the first time for me hearing some of these symphony arrangements. And then of course we'll jam out with the quartet as well.
That sounds like fun. I've got my own little trombone extravaganza if you want to hear it here. That's actually Alain.
Is it really?
That's
is it you sample?
Yeah, no, it's all
That's
those
great.
years of conservatory finally paid up.
In one sad note sequence.
Yes, that's the Alain Trudel sizzle reel right there.
Didn't you make it
It's utterly perfect.
2 octaves lower?
No.
Somewhere I did, yeah, but I think that I got rid of it accidentally, yeah. So
It's
it
very
lives.
disturbing.
It's in the ether somewhere.
I know a guy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, let's hear you a little bit. You're over there like writing down numbers. What are you doing? With
Nothing.
You're like doing something else completely unrelated. But let's get your trombone chops here.
Oh.
Because Aubrey, fellow trombonist, is there like a trombone mafia kind of thing going on?
Well, we're 2 now, so we're waiting to find other people to join us.
You have an open invitation.
It's the most friendly mafia there is.
Yeah.
Nice.
You only need 74 more.
Now, you know what always mesmerized me is that I find it difficult to rehearse and talk or do a concert and then pick up my horn and play. Like Aubrey, I don't know how you do it. You sing.
It really sucks.
Yeah, it's tough, huh? No, you know what's frustrating is that I don't know for you if it's the same, but like you play a show and you say, well, if I could just play, you would have 100% of what I can do. But since I'm doing something else, it's kind of a make-do thing. But you're such a good musician that I think this is, or maybe did you get used to it after a while? Because for me, I was doing a show with the Toledo Jazz Orchestra a few weeks ago, and I had to, I have to do that once in a while, and I find it so difficult, especially when you speak.
It's really annoying, and it's annoying, isn't it?
Well, it's difficult. I don't know how you do it. Did you always do that? Like when you started playing, you were already singing. So were you already like doing a little bit of both, or did you have to get accustomed to it, or?
For me, the trombone is a lifelong thorn in my flesh. I started musical theater, having a musical theater childhood. Mm-hmm. I haven't done a musical theater show since I was a kid. Mm. But if you start doing that when you're that young in formative years, it sort of never leaves you. Yeah. And it was just kind of like adding a trombone to that. And
nice.
And the trombone is, you're right, Alain. It takes so much focus to play that I always will feel like I have a handicap on the trombone. I always feel like I'll never quite get it.
Well, it makes us appreciate, the Tommy Dorsey of the world. Like they used to do that. Of course, for them, it's like, live, no possibilities of anything. The trombone's there on the stand and you see it's there for, I don't know, forever. And then he picks it up and he plays, getting sentimental over you. It's like, oh my God. I by doing it myself.
That's why it's a sword in my flesh too.
Yeah. Oh, it's challenging, huh? But of course, you do it
Yeah.
great. So if it doesn't show,
Thank you.
but I know how it feels. It feels all of a sudden it feels a little bit, how do you say, foreign when you put it on your face in the middle of something else.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like
I
drinking.
feel foreign every day.
It's like when you go for a drink of what you think is water and it's milk or something like that.
You're like, what in the world? Yeah.
Well, Alain is too much of a gentleman to suggest this directly, but he just gave me $20, so I'm going to suggest it for him. Alain,
Canadian. It's okay. It's Canadian.
It's only
Canadian dollars.
but
That's like 20 cents.
it might feel less foreign if you're using an Alain Trudel brand mouthpiece.
Oh, you beat me
From
to
Yamaha.
it. You beat me to it. I was going to ask. I had this whole thing planned out where I was going to ask you guys about. Ask you to talk about your instruments. Like violinists have Stradivari and Guarnieri. And
Are we really talking mouthpieces?
what do trombones have?
I think the trombone mouthpiece is the highest rated episode on any podcast.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Keep thinking.
Isn't this public radio? We're not allowed to do like corporate sponsorships. This would be a really great time for us not to say, for example, that Yamaha makes the best trombones out there, right?
Oh, we can say all we want. That's fine. They're not giving us any money.
Well, actually, since you're talking about equipment, the one thing that really helped me with that, with the talking, moving, conducting, playing, is I've been using how do you say, a plastic mouthpiece lately.
So have I.
Yeah.
So have I.
Yeah,
So have
you
I,
too,
Alain.
huh?
I picked. Yeah, it was because of it was that Dave Cause tour that got me. That did that for me, because we were playing outside.
Yeah.
And it was hot and it was cold and it was hot and it was cold. The entire tour was outdoor venues, and we're like up there on stage, like basically doing choreography, and it was just a mess. And I'm like, I just need something.
Yeah.
And the plastic mouthpieces saved my life.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Me too. That's what I've been using for like about a year and a half now.
When you say a plastic mouthpiece, I'm thinking of like those little plastic whistles that come out of cereal boxes. Like
Okay,
No, it's
so
more like
Looks
those
like that.
those rubber lips that you wear. At
yeah,
home.
exactly. That
Mr.
I
Potato
wear.
Head.
Yes, yes. That is my new
Every
title.
one of my videos on YouTube the past 2 years or so have a plastic mouthpiece on it.
So, what is the difference between metal and plastic for a mouthpiece? It's like
No,
a hard plastic, right?
It's the difference between metal and
Yes.
plastic. I mean, if you're just playing, like if you're in the orchestra and what you do is to play, you don't have to like run around, or you don't have to like sing, conduct, talk. If you're just sitting there, you put your mouthpiece on your face, it's kind of normal. But if you're cold
Yeah.
and you put a piece of cold metal on your face,
Yeah.
well, you don't need
It's
more
so
explanation than
horrible.
that.
Do your lips
horrible.
ever like stick to the mouthpiece like in a Christmas story? Where that kid that licked the pole and he got his tongue stuck to it? Does that ever happen to you with a trombone in the cold outdoors? I'm asking both of
No.
you, Aubrey and Alain.
No,
This is why Aubrey moved to Los Angeles or Austin. I mean, these
Wait.
are warm weather climates. She doesn't
It's
have to worry
happening.
about it.
It's happening right now. There it is.
okay, well,
I feel like I've achieved something in my life where that question was actually a legitimate query.
Yes, and I never got an answer, so I'm still waiting.
I'll give you an answer. I mean, first of all, let's go with Aubrey. Did you have anything like that happen to you? I guess not. No.
I wish I did, because it might have made for a viral video, but no,
Great
unfortunately.
So
It was just cold and felt bad.
Yeah. What about you, Alain? You
Well-
sound like you have a story to tell.
Oh, yeah, I do. Being from Quebec, it's very cold in the winter,
Oh, yeah.
and I started playing in a brass band, right? So, and we did parades, so brass and marching band mixed together. It's a kind of marching band with only brass, and it was a little bizarre the mix, but and we played the carnival in Quebec, which is in February, and it's about minus. It goes down up to minus 30 Celsius. So it's really cold.
But
And-
what is that in American?
I think it's $20.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't know. It's really cold. Merwin probably does.
Minus 40 is the same in both Fahrenheit and Celsius,
Okay.
but it is a negative temperature. So
Oh, yeah.
it'll be minus like an 18 or 19.
I don't know. Yeah, around minus 20.
Minus,
something like
minus
that.
18 or 19.
So it's
Fahrenheit.
lower than the freezing point of water, is
So-
what you're saying.
The freezing point is 32 positive for Fahrenheit, so you're
Yeah.
50 degrees lower than that.
Yeah.
Well, I know Fahrenheit, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm so confused. Now, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
So
it's cold. It's in Montreal.
maybe it's cold outside. Yeah. So we did that parade every year, and the thing is that back then we didn't know too much about what was good or bad for either the environment or for us. So our instructors, I play valve trombone. I started on valve trombone, so it's like a trumpet, like a big trumpet, right? So the instructor would put a piece of coal in surrounded by asbestos, and they would tape it to our valves. And they would burn it to tape it to our valves, and we'd play the entire. But of course, that lasted about 20 minutes because then the coal would go it would stop getting warm. No, I know. Nowadays, it's like what Back in the day, pollution didn't exist then. So
Wait. So asbestos wrapped coal.
yes, sir.
That's very bad.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
my God.
speechless
Anyway,
at this point. Hang on, I've got.
But even so, of course, the valves, at some point, about 20 minutes in, and the parade is about 3 hours, they stop working. So if you're stuck on 2 and 3, then you can play F sharp and C, and you can play,
Oh, you
sharp,
lost
F sharp.
me. Now you're talking about.
Yeah, you can play
playing
basically
the
2
valves.
notes, right?
Okay.
So, and the mouthpiece also, the minute you're finished playing, that's where we get to the mouthpiece, you have to quickly take it off the instrument, otherwise it's going to freeze on it.
Oh yeah.
So by that time, the valves are frozen and the mouthpiece is stuck to the instrument. So we spend the entire time having the drum line playing for 15, 20 minutes
Play a
until
cadence, yeah.
we're all like on the mouthpiece trying to get it warm again.
Wow.
So yeah, that was my first 3 years.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
But your lips never stuck to the mouthpiece. Huh?
Well, I have some colleagues who actually they weren't how do you say so diligent on blowing on the mouthpiece hot air, sorry, and yeah, some of them had really chapped their lips and things
Yeah,
like.
everything was frozen.
Yeah. But they don't do that anymore. I think we've come a long way since then.
That's
There's a lot
Well,
of that story they don't do anymore.
Chances are it's not going to happen this weekend at the Peristyle, right?
Unless are you guys gonna do I Won't Dance? Because there's an asbestos line in that song.
Well, Aubrey, I'm really sorry, but we're actually going to be titling the episode "Asbestos Wrapped Coal."
I would click on that though.
Yeah, but that sounds like something
Sounds
Santa
culinary.
puts coal in the stockings of bad kids. If they're really bad, they get asbestos too, right?
Maybe there was a message in this for us.
Yeah, totally. So I'm not looking forward to any asbestos wrapped coal in my stocking this year. Although anything is possible. Speaking of Christmas, and we were
asbestos.
speaking of Christmas, let's leave the whole asbestos thing in the past now. We've moved beyond. That was a long time ago. I do have a quiz for us, which is related to Christmas, and this seems as good a time as any to bring it out. This is a Christmas quotes gone wrong quiz. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quote about Christmas by a famous person, and I'm going to substitute a certain word or phrase in that quiz. And so we're going to go around each of you and we'll identify what the bad word was that I said, the wrong word. And you say what the right word was, okay?
Can I just say bad words? Okay, go.
Yeah, the bad word.
This is a family program. We said that earlier, right?
Yeah, something like that. I've got a little, what is this like? This reminds me of Pee Wee Herman or tequila,
Those are kind of interchangeable, except you need to wear better shoes for one than the other.
Okay.
Al Hurt's Christmas.
Oh, that is so funny.
Well, if I drink enough, I can dance like Pee Wee Herman, right?
You heard it
Okay.
here first.
Here we go. Christmas quotes gone wrong. I will honor Christmas in my liver and try to keep it all the year. That is Charles Dickens speaking as Ebenezer Scrooge. Let's go around the table. What do you say, Merwin?
So sadly, I think we have to substitute liver with heart.
Okay, what do you say, Alain?
Same.
Zach?
I'm with Merwin.
Yeah.
But if it was a Winston Churchill quote, then we could have kept liver.
Yeah, just
Liver.
as is.
Or if it was Back to a Christmas Story, not a finger, right? Aubrey, what do you say?
Well, it's heart.
Yeah, definitely heart. Honor Christmas in my heart. Okay, that was easy. Here's the next one. This is from Laura Ingalls Wilder. Our hearts grow tender with childhood memories and love of kindred, and we are better throughout the year for having in spirit become a baby goat again at Christmas time. Does anybody get that?
Let's go with lamb for baby goat.
Okay. Merwin says lamb. What do you say?
I don't know.
What's another word for a baby goat?
Kid again?
Tom Brady? I don't
We
know.
goat.
Well, not greatest of all time.
Sorry.
Yeah. Speaking of greatest of all time, what do you say, Aubrey?
Well, I say kid because I've been watching these farm animal videos with my baby, and I happen to know that the word for baby goat is kid.
Yeah.
You're not kidding.
Oh.
Well, we were close. Yeah, a kid. I mean, the actual word she used was child, which Zach said.
Oh.
So we give that to Zach.
Oh, bravo.
Zach is one ahead right now. Okay. This is from Andy Borowitz. You know who that is? Comedian.
Report, yeah.
Yeah, he's funny. All right. Christmas is a stag party that went totally overboard. What do you say, Zach? Let's go
It's
to
an
you.
office party that went overboard.
A staff party?
What do you say, Merwin?
Zach's confidence is contagious, so I'll just piggyback off that answer.
What do you say, Aubrey? This is related to, actually, the quote that we just had. In fact, it's kind of... in fact, you may have had something like this earlier in the year.
Like a baby baby shower party. I don't know.
Exactly, a baby shower.
Nice.
Christmas is a baby shower that went totally overboard. Get it?
So that's a true quote.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, here's a quote from Bob Hope. Remember Bob Hope?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah.
When we recall Christmas past, we usually find that the simplest things, not the great occasions, give off the greatest glow of Noxema. Okay? So, what was the bad word in that phrase, Zach?
Probably glow, I would say. No.
Glow?
Yeah.
The glow of Noxema.
Oh my gosh.
Noxema.
I just want to know how you come up with these quizzes.
I mean, we can put a plug in for Noxema. No,
Yeah.
you know.
Let's see.
Does it even exist anymore?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it does.
Yeah, I used to rub it on my lips after the parades.
Yeah.
keep the trombone mouthpiece from sticking to your mouth.
Give me the quote again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Sorry. Well, just
when
the
we
second
recall
half of it.
Christmas past, we usually find that the simplest things, not the great occasions, give off the greatest glow of...
Holiday cheer.
Close. It's just one word. What do you say, Elaine?
Happiness.
What do you say, Merle?
I'm going to go with joy.
And would you say, Aubrey?
I don't know, the glow of Christmas at midnight.
Well, actually, Elaine got it.
Everybody already said the good stuff.
Elaine got it. Happiness. The glow of happiness. Here's a quote from Dr. Seuss. Maybe Christmas, the Grinch thought, doesn't come from a McDonald's. Okay? Can you tell what the bad word is there? Oh, we ran out of music. Let me start it up again.
It's a present, right?
I think it's
Or a gift?
store.
Yeah,
Okay,
store,
Merwin
store.
I
says
think it's
store.
Yeah, it is.
Aubrey,
Right, it is
do you
store.
agree?
Box.
A box.
With a
Okay.
fox?
Well, it's a store, actually.
I can
But-
just hear Boris Karloff doing that voiceover.
Or Bob
What?
Clemens.
Oh,
Bob
right,
does a
about the
version.
Grinch. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That one was okay. I read it last week to Madeleine. So
I was thinking that's like so Halloween, but now, you know, we're going into Christmas. Okay, here's the next one from Bing Crosby. Unless we make Christmas an occasion to share our blessings, all the snow in Hawaii won't make it white. So what word was wrong there, Merwin? All the
I
snow
think
in...
let's substitute coconut for snow.
All the coconuts in Hawaii. I like that better. I'm going to change that quote. Hang on.
I was thinking of like the shaved coconuts, not like you know,
Yeah, well, it's not Hawaii.
So this is, sorry, the speaker is who?
Bing Crosby.
Bing Crosby. So, Vermont?
No, not Vermont. Oops, sorry.
Ah,
it happened.
He did it.
I hit the wrong one. What do you say, Alain?
What did Aubrey say?
Oh, she said I did it.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
He did the wrong one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yoo-hoo.
Well, maybe it was the right one.
Where are we at?
Oof.
What do you say instead of Hawaii, Alain? What do you think? All the snow in...
New York. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not Vermont.
I will do Canada just because, to plug for
Okay.
the resident Canadians in the show.
Well, it's still in the U.S., but it's on the far side of Canada. What do you say, Aubrey?
I'm going to call it Aspen because I just watched Dumb and Dumber.
Okay.
Actually, the answer is Alaska. All the snow in Alaska won't make it
Duh.
white.
What's wrong with me? Shoot.
Yeah.
Samsonite.
Okay. Here's a quote from Victor Borge. Y'all remember Victor Borge?
Can you do it with phonetic punctuation, please?
Yes, indeed. I did a show with Victor Borge once, or I did a song with him, actually, many years ago.
You're a
All right.
fascinating guy, Brad.
Oh, yeah, I got stories. Some of them are true. Okay. Here's the quote. Santa Claus has the right idea. Visit people only at night. Well, it's
That's
not
it?
at night.
It's once a year.
Once a year. That's right. I'm just going to give it to you, Zach. Visit people only once a year. Perfect. And the last one comes from no less than Shirley Temple. She said, I stopped believing in Santa Claus when I was 6. Mother took me to see him in a department store, and he asked for my resume. What did he ask for? What do you say, Aubrey?
Criminal record.
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful song. The Criminal Record of Shirley Temple.
More like an opera.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
writing that down.
Yeah, that's a great
Probably
idea.
an autograph, right?
We would do a whole episode where we just sit around and invent titles of things. I think that would be
Sounds
great.
great. So it's
Yes.
is it her autograph?
Her autograph, yes. Yes, indeed. I have no idea who won that quiz, but we had
Aubrey
fun
won.
doing
Aubrey
it.
won it.
Aubrey.
Yes.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Aubrey,
Yep.
Aubrey, you are the winner.
I didn't know it was a title, but I'll take that credit.
On a scale of all of your accomplishments, how does your win on Toledo Symphony Lab rank?
It's the highlight of my career.
All right, the more you know. Fantastic. Let's talk a little bit more about this concert. It's happening Saturday at 7 o'clock p.m. in the Toledo Museum of Art, Peristyle. It's Christmas at the Peristyle. I mean, traditionally, you guys have had Santa Claus making appearances. Are you going to be there again, or is it this like a secret, or
No,
are we
no.
going to see Mother Ginger, or...
Actually, well, you have to come the week after for Mother Ginger when we do
right. Nutcracker, yeah.
So there's 4 of those. Then the week after, the orchestra plays about 20 concerts in 20 days during that time.
Oh, I
It's
know.
the hardest working band ever. It's incredible.
Busy time of year.
Oh yeah. It's a bit of a departure this program that we're doing, because in the past we've done more of a what you would see at a traditional like Boston Pops kind of Christmas. We will still have everybody's favorite holiday tunes. I mean, I don't want to give it away,
We're
but
not doing anything that you guys have heard before.
but I know,
We're
but
make it as unlikable as possible.
to
I hear
say
they're going to
that.
play Shirley Temple's
Criminal history.
Yeah.
Criminal record.
But the orchestra will play the sleigh ride and the Christmas festival, that kind of thing, and we're very happy with that. But what we wanted to do is to have a bit of a departure from that and have something that swings a little bit more.
Yeah.
And Aubrey, of course, being so wonderful and being so versatile. Because when we talked about a Christmas program, she said, "Oh yeah, I have stuff." So, okay, so we build it together from that. And by going back and forward, we found a good balance. And I think what's really nice about it is that it will feature her, of course, and her group, but it also features Aubrey with members of the orchestra.
Yeah.
So that's fun. So it's like a bunch of tiny little gifts that we have, and surrounded by the big hug of the Christmas favorites that we already know.
Yeah. We have Aubrey on the phone, right?
Yeah.
That's very kind of you. And when I say you're the coolest orchestra, I mean it, because it's nice to be able to perform with a symphony that's down for the get down with doing some crazy and versatile things. That's not only, people have told me I'm versatile before and not used that as a compliment, and I really do appreciate you, Alain, and everybody at the Toledo Symphony for having that attitude. It makes me happy, and it's wonderful.
What is I'm a little bit curious, Aubrey, what is your kind of daily routine like when you're working on music or learning music? I mean, are you practicing? Do you divide it equally between singing and trombone practice, or how does that all work out for you?
Most of it's honestly behind my computer on Sibelius, which for those of you who don't know what that is, it's just music notation software.
Yeah.
It's mostly sitting there with a piano and writing and arranging, and dreaming, thinking about all the music on the inside before it's ever out on the outside. And then eventually when I'm done arranging, which is really like a season, like I'll spend a few weeks arranging and then I'll spend a few weeks practicing. I really just practice for the show. After that, I do go into like practice mode, and but it's usually not in the same month, it's usually not in the same week. And unless I'm doing a show that, if I have a show tonight, I'll warm up for that show, but I'm doing, something on that show that I've already done before, presumably. So I'm spending the day working on what's like 2 months ahead. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. And I think that your personality is such a big part of your performance that shines through. So it has to have a little bit of, room to expand and grow. You don't want to get into the rut of just creating exactly what you create in the studio. It takes on a whole new life on the stage.
That's true.
Now, you said you recorded a Christmas album, and we're going to hear some of that stuff on the concert, you think?
Yes, for sure. I actually recorded a Christmas EP last year, which is called Carol of the Bells. And this year I released a new Christmas single, What Are You Doing New Year's Eve? And you can expect to hear that, I believe. And next year the full album will be out 2023. But it's it's the gift that keeps on giving. So there's really no end to it, I think.
Well, speaking of the holidays, do you want to share any special memories or like your favorite holiday song or something like that we can get a little insight into the Aubrey Logan story? Sure.
That's a nice question. I don't know if people will like my answer. I love Christmas music. I really do. I love Christmas hymns, particularly because, like O Little Town of Bethlehem, which, sorry, I'm not going to do. So sorry to talk about it. I like the stories they tell. I like that they go into details of what Christmas is for and what Christmas is about. I like that music can tell a story and help you memorize that story. That's just how the brain works. Year after year growing up, I would sing "Oh Holy Night" at church. I didn't like to do that. I did not enjoy doing that song. The reason is because it's done so often. That's really it. Yeah. And I hear every singer in the world do it. And I would hesitate to do it at shows as a result, even though it might be maybe one of the highly requested ones. I also, find that almost every Christmas ballad is triplet feel. And that's just like, come on, man. Can we just find another feel for a Christmas ballad? And that one is too, it's like ballad season. However, last year when I was putting this Christmas EP together, the point is, when you're an artist and you're doing your first ever Christmas project, you have to do the classics. It's required. You just have to. So I caved and I did it, and I did it on my album, and I did it, reluctantly, because it's like, man, gosh, it's just annoying. Every singer in the world does it. And but my mind changed because I sat with it and I closed my eyes and I really listened to the lyrics, with fresh ears in my head one day. And I that one line, a thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices. It really got to me because the world is weary, and we need a savior. That's what Christmas is. And I thought, maybe I could open with that line instead of like open with, "Oh, holy night, star brightly shining." Maybe I could do an arrangement where I open with that and like reharm it, do some different ethereal harmonies or something. So I did. The point is to my story is I like the song again. I'm back to liking it. And that's because, sometimes when everyone likes a song, us musicians get really sick of it. It's time for us. It's time, it's time for us to, yeah, exactly.
Bolero.
But there's a reason. Exactly. There's a reason why everybody likes it. And it was time to put my pride away and just do it. So I like it again. I like it because the arrangement's a little different, but it's not robbing. I don't think the arrangement's so different that it robs the song of its, original pull. And we're going to do it at the show. And I can't wait. I've never heard a symphony do it. My friend Lenny Wee arranged it for symphony, and I can't wait to hear Toledo play it. So that's going to be special for me. I already know it. And I hope people enjoy it as much as I do. Yay!
One song that I'm absolutely thrilled that you're doing, it's actually it's almost an answer to all of the things that you were concerned about with the Holy Night. It's a classic. It doesn't always have a triplet feel though, and it is kind of has that slow ballad feel quality to it, but it's not in a triplet meter. At least I don't know if it is in your arrangement, but in the bleak midwinter,
thank you.
You don't get to see that in a concert like this. I love that song.
Yeah,
and
thank you. That I've never performed that for any people before ever, so it'll be the first time.
Is that the Holst melody or the dark melody? And when I say dark,
the
I mean
melody.
Yeah,
the Holst one.
So
yeah.
Are you keeping that in a common time feel or
yes.
Yeah, I mean that's one of those.
We're doing it.
Yeah, that's one of those really.
It's going to feature my guitar player.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear that because it is. I mean, on one hand, it's a song that it's venerated and respected, and everybody knows it, but somehow nobody performs it. So I'm so excited.
All right, duple meter enthusiasts assemble, right? Very nice.
Well, as a somebody who loves the song "Oh Holy Night," I'm happy to hear that it's happening. But
me too. Thank you.
But I also really appreciate your opportunity to rediscover it. I think you've said very well what a lot of people struggle with when it comes to popular tunes, but certainly Christmas music seems to have that challenge associated with it because there aren't that many songs and everybody has an album. But the ability to recreate something and find something very special is usually what connects with the listener. So I'm very excited for that.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
I'm thrilled for this performance. It feels like Thanksgiving is still in the recent memory here, but here we are in the season where we get to celebrate these wonderful tunes, and they all kindle memories and maybe even make new ones. So very excited for this.
Well, I mean, I started the show by saying it's going to be a different kind of Christmas at the Peristyle, and it definitely is. I can't, in recent memory, I mean, the pandemic excluded, the other concerts, I can't think of any that have been as engaging and interesting and wonderful as what this promises to be.
Well, it's an evening program, first of all. That has traditionally been an afternoon performance. We have a headliner. So, it's a very different approach to Christmas.
And that is Aubrey, right?
That is Aubrey, yes. And Alain and 74 other trombonists.
Okay.
Whatever Cole I can come up with.
Whatever Cole, wrapped in asbestos.
I did the math. I did the math.
Yeah.
You've got to do a video, Aubrey, where you have, 75 duplicates of yourself backing you up, right?
Like a nightmare.
So there's part of me that always wonders if trombonists ever try to do a 76 trombones, but they only can get like 24.
No, I've done it with 76. I've done it with 200. Yeah. Well, at the trombone conferences, often
trombone mafia.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Yeah. I know a guy.
I know a guy with a trombone, and he's got a Plastic mouthpiece.
I know a guy, but he's not as good as that girl.
Exactly.
We're having on that show.
Aubrey, we're really looking forward to having you here. I wonder if you want to give a shout out or say anything to your fans and your potential fans here before we let it go.
Well, I just want to say that I'm really appreciative of the fans. Those of you who are yet to have ever, heard one note from me, and those of you also who have been supporting me for all these years. I think every artist can attest to their fans being extra valuable the past couple of years, and that's no less true now. And we just hope to celebrate. We just want to celebrate this season with you, I think my hope is that you come to the show on Saturday and make it a family memory, make it something you truly never forget, and that's what we hope to deliver for you.
Again, the program is happening Saturday. It's the 3rd of December. This is at 7:00 p.m. in the evening at the Toledo Museum of Art, Peristyle. It's Christmas at the Peristyle. Alain Trudel is conducting with the vocalist and trombone player Aubrey Logan. And you can find more information at the box office at 419-246-8000, or you can go online to ToledoSymphony.com. This program is a production of WGTE Public Media in collaboration with our sponsor, the Toledo Symphony. You can download episodes as a podcast by going to our website at wgte.org/lab. You can also subscribe to us through your podcast app of choice, including Apple, Google, and Spotify podcasts. Don't forget to check out all the upcoming events at the Symphony by visiting their website at ToledoSymphony.com and their various social media outlets on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find the TSO streaming platform online at stream.artstoledo.com. My thanks to Alain Trudel, Zach Vassar, Merwin Sue, and our very special phone guest, Aubrey Logan. I'm Brad Cresswell, and this has been Toledo Symphony Lab from FM 91.